In January 1959, a group of experienced hikers led by Igor Dyatlov set out for a trek through the Ural Mountains in Russia. However, they never returned, and a search party eventually found their abandoned tent with slash marks from the inside. As the search continued, the bodies of the hikers were discovered scattered in the snow, many with severe injuries and unexplained causes of death. The incident, known as the Dyatlov Pass incident, remains shrouded in mystery and has given rise to numerous theories and speculations ranging from natural causes to government conspiracy, with no conclusive explanation to this day. Before we begin, let's learn a little more about the hikers. Igor Dyatlov was born on January 13, 1936, in Ekaterinburg, Russia. He was a fourth-year radio engineering student at the Ural Polytechnic Institute and a skilled hiker and outdoorsman. Dyatlov was the leader of the hiking group and was responsible for organizing the trip to Otorten. He was known for his strong leadership and his dedication to his team. Yuri Doroshenko was born on January 29, 1938, in St. Petersburg, Russia. He was a fifth-year student at the Ural Polytechnic Institute and a skilled hiker. Doroshenko was known for his good sense of humor and his ability to lift the spirits of his fellow hikers. Lyudmila Dubinina was born on May 12, 1938, in the city of Yekaterinburg, Russia. She was a fourth-year student at the Ural Medical Institute. Dubinina was known for her toughness and her ability to keep up with the male hikers. She was also a talented singer and guitarist. Georgy Krivonishenko was born on February 2, 1935, in Ekaterinburg, Russia. He was a fifth-year student at the Ural Polytechnic Institute and a skilled hiker. Krivonishenko was known for his calm demeanor and his technical expertise. He was also an experienced skier and rock climber. Alexander Kolovatov was born on November 16, 1934, in the village of Krasnokamensk, Russia. He was a fourth-year student at the Ural Polytechnic Institute and a skilled hiker. Kolovatov was known for his intelligence and his ability to solve complex problems. He was also a talented photographer. Zenaida Kolmogorova was born on January 12, 1937, in Ekaterinburg, Russia. She was a fifth-year student at the Ural Polytechnic Institute and a skilled hiker. Kolmogorova was known for her strong will and her ability to persevere in difficult situations. She was also an experienced skier and rock climber. Rustem Slobodin was born on January 11, 1936, in the city of Yegorevsk, Russia. He was a fourth-year student at the Ural Polytechnic Institute and a skilled hiker. Slobodin was known for his outgoing personality and his sense of humor. He was also a talented artist and musician. Nikolai Thibault Brignol was born on July 5, 1935, in France to a French father and a Russian mother. He was a fifth-year student at the Ural Polytechnic Institute and a skilled hiker. Thibault Brignol was known for his athleticism and his sense of adventure. He was also an accomplished athlete, competing in several sports at a high level. On January 23, 1959, the group consisting of 9 experienced hikers led by Igor Dyatlov set out for a trek through the northern Ural Mountains in Russia. The group consisted of 7 men and 2 women, all of them students. Their goal was to hike to the peak of Otorten, a difficult trek that would take several days to complete. They began their journey by taking a train from Sverdlovsk, now Ekaterinburg, to Ivdel, a small town at the foot of the mountains. From there, they hired a truck to take them to Vizhai, a remote village where they began their trek. The group consisted of experienced hikers, with many of them having completed multiple expeditions together in the past. They were all well-equipped and carried a variety of supplies, including food, tents, and warm clothing. Despite the difficult terrain and freezing temperatures, the hikers were in good spirits and excited to begin their journey. They started their ascent on January 27th, and by February 1st, they had reached the base of the peak. However, due to worsening weather conditions, they were forced to set up camp on the eastern slope of Kholat Syakhl, a mountainous area near the pass that would later be named after Dyatlov. This would be the last known location of the hikers before their tragic end. The Dyatlov group was expected to return to their base camp in Vizhai by February 12, 1959, but they failed to do so. When several days passed with no contact from the hikers, a search party was organized to find them. The search party was initially delayed by a snowstorm, which made it difficult to travel through the mountains. When the storm cleared, the search party discovered the abandoned tent of the hikers on February 26th. The tent had been torn open from the inside, and all of the group's belongings were still inside. The searchers found footprints leading away from the tent, some of which were barefoot, and they followed them to a nearby grove of trees. It was there that the search party found the first two bodies of the hikers, dressed only in their underwear and with no visible signs of external injuries. The bodies were found lying next to a partially constructed fire pit. As the search continued, the bodies of the other hikers were discovered, all of whom had died under strange and unexplained circumstances. The reaction from the people at the base camp was one of shock and confusion. The hikers were experienced and well-equipped, and there was no indication that they were in any danger when they set out on their expedition. The fact that they had not made contact with the base camp as planned was unusual, but it was not entirely unexpected given the harsh conditions in the mountains. One reason why the base camp may have been slow to react is that the hikers had not set a specific date for their return. They had planned to complete the trek by February 12th, but this was only an estimate. Additionally, it was not uncommon for expeditions to experience delays due to inclement weather or other unforeseen circumstances. As a result, it may have taken some time before anyone became concerned enough to organize a search party. The autopsies performed on the bodies of the hikers revealed a number of strange and disturbing findings. Some of the bodies had injuries consistent with a physical attack, including skull fractures and broken ribs, while others showed signs of hypothermia and exposure. One of the bodies was missing its tongue, and some of the hikers had been found with clothing that was highly radioactive. The injuries sustained by the hikers were difficult to explain, as they did not match the typical injuries one would expect from a natural disaster or animal attack. The lack of external injuries on some of the bodies, combined with the high level of radiation found on some of the clothing, led to a variety of wild and speculative theories about what had happened to the hikers. At the time, the press in Russia and around the world were highly interested in the Dyatlov Pass incident. The mystery surrounding the hikers' deaths, coupled with the strange and inexplicable nature of their injuries, made it a sensation in the media. Some newspapers reported on the incident as a possible UFO sighting or a government conspiracy, while others speculated that the hikers had been killed by the indigenous Mansi people who live in the area. The official investigation into the incident concluded that the hikers had died from an unknown elemental force, but this explanation did little to satisfy the public's curiosity about what had really happened. Over the years, the Dyatlov Pass incident has continued to be the subject of much speculation and debate, with many theories and explanations proposed, but none that have been widely accepted as the definitive truth. However, here are some of the most common theories held up as an explanation. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the hikers were killed by an avalanche. However, there are several problems with this theory, as the slope where the tent was located was not steep enough to create an avalanche, and there were no signs of an avalanche in the area. Another theory suggests that the hikers were killed by a low-frequency sound wave that was not audible to the human ear. This theory is based on the fact that some animals are known to produce infrasound, which can cause anxiety, nausea, and other physical symptoms in humans. Some have suggested that the hikers may have stumbled upon a secret military test site and were killed to prevent them from disclosing any information about what they saw. There is some evidence to support this theory, including the presence of radiation on some of the hikers' clothing. Then, there are some people who believe that the hikers may have been killed by a yeti, a legendary creature that is said to inhabit the mountains of the region. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this theory. Another theory suggests that the hikers were suffering from hypothermia, which caused them to remove their clothing despite the freezing temperatures. This phenomenon is known as paradoxical undressing. This theory is based on the fact that paradoxical undressing is a well-known symptom of hypothermia, but it does not explain all of the injuries sustained by the hikers. These are just a few of the many theories that have been proposed to explain the Dyatlov Pass incident. Despite decades of investigation and inquiry, the truth behind what happened to the hikers remains a mystery. What do you guys think happened with the Dyatlov Pass incident? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Also, consider liking the episode and subscribing to the channel. That really helps with the algorithm. Until next time, signing off, Christina.